Hello and welcome everyone to yet another tech enthusiastic video from Edureka. Today we will be discussing about HBase. So before we begin, please subscribe to Edureka's YouTube channel to never miss an update on the trending IT technologies. Also, if you're looking for an online certification in Hadoop, then I have dropped down the link in the description box below. Hope you check it out. Now, without wasting much time, let's quickly begin with our agenda for today's session. Firstly, we shall discuss why exactly we needed HBase, where we will understand the limitations of Hadoop and how did HBase solve those limitations. Followed by that, we shall understand the important definition of HBase. Followed by the definition, we shall discuss the architecture of HBase and the differences between HBase and HDFS. Followed by that, the storage mechanism followed in HBase and the row-oriented and column-oriented data storage profiles. And after this, we will discuss the demo part, where we will execute some of the basic commands in HBase along with understanding the procedure to create a table and to store the data into the tables and apply some of the functionalities which are possible in HBase. So now let's quickly begin with our first topic, that is why we needed HBase. We all know that the traditional data storage system what we had was RDBMS, that is Relational Database Management System, for storing data and maintaining the related problems. But slowly we faced the rise of big data. So since the rise of big data, we have come across new solutions and Hadoop was one amongst them. And we started using Hadoop, but when we stored huge amount of big data inside Hadoop and tried to fetch few records from Hadoop, it was a major issue because you had to scan the entire Hadoop distributed file system to fetch for a smallest record. So this was the limitation of Hadoop. It did not provide random access to databases. So this problem was solved using HBase. So HBase is similar to database management systems, but it provides us the capability to access data in a random way. So this was the limitation of Hadoop and this is how HBase solved it. Now moving ahead, we shall understand the basic definition of HBase. HBase is a distributed column-oriented database built on top of Hadoop file system. It is an open source project and horizontally scalable. HBase is a data model that is similar to Google's Big Data table, designed to provide quick random access to huge amounts of structured data. It leverages the fault tolerance provided by Hadoop file system, and it is a part of Hadoop ecosystem that provides random real-time read and write access to the data in Hadoop file system. So now this was the basic definition of HBase. Now we will move ahead and understand the basic differences between HBase and HDFS. HBase is built on top of Hadoop HDFS, whereas HDFS is one of the major components of Hadoop and it is built in a way to store the files in a distributed manner. Followed by the first difference, HBase provides fast lookups for larger tables. And when we come into HDFS, we all discussed this limitation. HDFS does not provide random access to the data and it does not support fast individual record lookups. Followed by the second difference, HBase provides low latency to single rows from billions of records. This is because HBase is capable to provide us random access to the data. That is, we can randomly read the data from any location as well as write it. Followed by HBase, HDFS provides high latency processing and it cannot process random access of data, and it is not capable to provide us random access to the data as HBase does. Followed by the third difference, the fourth difference is HBase internally uses hash tables and provides random access and it stores data in indexed HDFS files for faster lookups, whereas HDFS provides only sequential access of data. So these are the major differences between HDFS and HBase. Followed by the differences, we shall move into the storage mechanism in HBase. HBase is a column-oriented database and the tables in it are sorted by row. The table schema defines only column families, which are the key value pairs. The table have multiple column families and each column family can have any number of columns. Subsequent columns values are stored continuously on the disk. Each cell value of the table has a timestamp, and in short, in an HBase, table is a collection of rows, row is a collection of column families, column family is a collection of columns, and column is a collection of key value pairs. The following table gives you the brief description of the storage mechanism followed in HBase. Followed by the storage mechanism, now we shall enter into the next stage where we will understand the features of HBase. The first feature is HBase is linearly scalable because HBase is built on top of HDFS and HDFS provides the horizontal scalability, and this similar feature is also adopted by HBase. Followed by the first feature, the second important feature is that HBase has automatic failure support. This automatic failure support provides us the fault tolerance feature of HDFS. Followed by the second feature, the third feature is HDFS provides consistent read and writes. This important feature provides us the random access of reading and writing data. Followed by the third feature, we have the fourth feature that says HDFS integrates with Hadoop and both as a source and destination. Followed by the fourth feature, the fifth feature is that it is easy for Java API for client. And the last and important feature is that HBase provides data replication across all the clusters. So these are the important features of HBase. Followed by the important features, we shall move ahead into the next topic, which is the HBase architecture. Inside HBase, tables are split into regions and are served by region servers. Regions are vertically divided by column families into stores, and stores are saved as files in HDFS. The following image describes about the architecture of HBase. HBase has three major components: the client library, a master server, and region servers. We shall understand master server first. Master server assigns regions to the region servers and takes the help of Apache Zookeeper for this task. Master server also handles load balancing of the regions across region servers. Master server is also responsible for maintaining state of the cluster by negotiating the load balancing. Followed by the master server, we shall discuss about the regions. Regions are nothing but the tables that are split up and spread across the region servers. The region servers have regions that communicate with the client and handle data related operations. They also handle read and write requests for all the regions under it. The region servers get to decide the size of the region by following the region size thresholds. Now we shall move into the next slide where we will look into regions, and the following image describes how the region is split up. When we take a deeper look into the region server, it contains regions and stores the data as shown below. The store contains memory store and H files. Mem store is just like cache memory. Anything that is entered into the HBase is automatically stored initially. Later, the data is transferred and saved into H files as blocks, and the mem store is erased out. Followed by the region server, we shall enter into the next important component, which is Zookeeper. Zookeeper is an open source project that provides service like maintaining configuration information, naming, providing distributed synchronization, and many more. Zookeeper has emperor nodes representing different region servers. Master servers use these nodes to discover available servers. In addition to availability, the nodes are also used to track server failures or network partitions. Clients communicate with region servers via Zookeeper. In pseudo and standalone modes, HBase itself will take care of Zookeeper. Now this was the architecture of HBase. Now we shall move ahead into the next important stage of this particular tutorial, which is the HBase demo. So in this particular demo, first we will deal with installation of HBase into our local system, that is Windows operating system. After the installation, we shall start HBase in our local host, and followed by that we shall open a terminal and execute the commands which are possible in HBase. Now without wasting much time, let's start with the installation process. To install HBase into your local system, the easiest way is to have an Oracle virtual machine. So you have to download Oracle virtual machine and install into your local system. Once after you have downloaded and installed Oracle virtual machine into your local system, the next step would be downloading Quick Start Cloud Era VM for your local system. Once after you download your Cloud Era Quick Start VM for your local system, you need to just import that using your Oracle VirtualBox. You have to select import, and you will be provided with a new dialog box where you have to provide the location of your Cloud Era Quick Start VM. So this is the location of my Cloud Era Quick Start VM in my local system, and then you have to select open, and there you go. You can see that you have got a new dialog box here, and remember to increase the RAM size to at least 8 GB for smooth functionality of Cloud Era. I have provided a random size of 9000 MB, which is just above 8 GB. Now let's click import, and there you go. It is starting to import your Cloud Era Quick Start VM into Oracle VirtualBox. This might take a little time. There you go. The process has been successfully finished, and you can see the Cloud Era Quick Start VM icon on your VirtualBox. All you need to do here is to just click it and select Start to start it. You can see a new window just got popped up. Now you can see the Cloud Era has been successfully started. Now let's open the browser and start our local host. So you can see that Cloud Era is live now. and the local host is also live. So this is our HBase. Click on it and just open all tabs. And there you go. You have the HBase region server here and HBase master service, and everything is online. And remember one thing, in Cloudera, the username and password is Cloudera by default. For example, if you want to start up Hive or if you want to start up the Hue, you will be redirected into a new web page where Cloudera will ask you the username and password, which looks something like this. You just need to type in Cloudera as the username and password as Cloudera, and there you go. You can just simply click on sign in and you will be logged in. So this is how it works. Now that we have started our HBase, let's quickly get started with our demo and execute some of the commands which are possible in HBase to have a briefer idea how HBase works. So now that everything is good to go, let's start our terminal. And you can quickly see that the terminal got started, and let's increase the size of the font so that it's visible. Yeah, I think it's pretty good now. So to start HBase in Cloudera's terminal, you need to type in HBase shell, and there you go. Yeah, we are successfully logged into HBase, and the HBase got started here. I have created a document of the codes that I will be executing today to just save time. So firstly, we will try to execute some of the basic commands in HBase, such as status, which will give us some important information about master, backup masters, region servers, and many more. You can see that we have one active master and one server. And since it is a VM, we don't have any backup masters over here. So followed by status, let's try to execute version command, where we'll come to know the version of HBase that we are using in our current system. So we are using 1.2.0 and the Cloudera version is 5.13.0. Followed by the version command, let's take in another command, which is the table help, which will show us some various operations that we could perform using that are table enable, table disable, and flush the table, drop table, which are completely similar to an RDBMS. Let's click in Control+C to clear our screen. Now, one last command would be who I am I, which will give you the important information related to your local system, that is Cloudera, groups, Cloudera default. There are many other commands in HBase. Now, we have executed few of them. You can check out our article in Edureka site to get more information related to the commands based on HBase. Now that we have executed some of the basic commands, let's move ahead and create a table. So here I'm going to create a table by the name employee, and our table has been successfully created. And the columns in my particular table are name of the employee, ID of the employee, designation, salary, and his or her department. So followed by the creation of table, we shall move ahead and verify our table is created or not. So for that, you need to type in list. So when you type in list, you'll get to know what are the existing tables in your HBase. So we had a table that is default, and followed by that we have employee table now. Let's check our local host and see if the table has been created or not. Yeah, here you can see the new table has been created successfully. So this is our table. Now moving ahead, let's try to perform few more operations on tables, such as enabling and disabling them. So to disable a table, you can just write in disable and the name of the table, and you can disable it. So there you go, it's been successfully disabled. Now you might have a doubt if it's properly disabled or not. So to resolve that issue, you can just type in scan employee, and if you get the details of the employee table, then the table is not disabled. If you don't get the details of the table, instead if you get something like this, which says the employee table is disabled, so you must be sure that the table got disabled now. So this is how it works. Now let's quickly clear our screen and move ahead with the next type of operations. Now let's try to create another table with different name. This time we will create employee 2. Now we have got two tables in our HBase. So if you had to delete multiple tables, or if you had to disable multiple tables with starting letter E, or some like many other databases have with same names. For example, if you are in a school, then you have classes, and inside classes you might have sections. So for example, if you take class 10, you have section A, section B, and section C, D. So you might name them as class 10 section A, class 10 section B, class 10 section D. And if you had to delete the all details of all the students of class 10, then you might use this command. So here I'm using disable all E. So this command will give me two tables, which are my first table, which are employee and employee 2. So you can just provide Y for yes and N for no to disable these tables. Now I don't want to disable my table, so I'll just give N. So I've closed it. Now moving ahead, now we will create a new table with the name student and apply some operations on it. So create is the keyword and student is the name of my table, and inside that I have columns name, age, and course. Let's create it. The table has been successfully created with the name student. Now followed by that, we shall try to put in some data into this HBase. So the table name is student and the value will be Sharath, and inside the column family name, I've got another column which says the full name. So the full name of Sharath is Sharath Kumar. So I'm going to load this data into my student table, fire and enter, and the data is in now. Let's add in another data into my table. This time I'll add in age. So here I'm trying to use the keyword put, and I'm loading the data into the table student, and the row is Sharath's row, and inside Sharath's row I've got a column family called age, and inside that I've got the column name as present age. So the present age of Sharath is around 24. So I've added that data as well. Followed by that, let's add in the course to Sharath, the course which he is studying. So inside Sharath's row and student table, I've got course family. And inside course family, I've got pursuing column, and he's pursuing Hadoop in this particular institution. So now let's fire and enter to load this data. So the data has been successfully loaded. Similarly, let's add the same details for another student, which is Shashank. So we have added Shashank into the table. Now let's add in his age. So Shashank is around 23 years of age, and now we have added that data as well. Now let's add in the course with Shashank is studying. So he's studying Java, which is also loaded now. Now that we have loaded all the data into the tables, now let's get the details. So we are here using the keyword get. So we are getting the information from the table student, and the particular student of the information which we require is Shashank. Now let's fire and enter, and you get all the information related to Shashank. So the complete name of Shashank is Shashank R, and the course he is studying, that is course pursuing, is Java, and his age, the present age, is 23. So this is how you get the data. Now we will also get the data of Sharath using the similar way. So there you go. So the present age of Sharath is 24, and the course he is studying is Hadoop, and the complete name of Sharath is Sharath Kumar. Now, if you want to get a particular information, like if you don't want his age, if you don't want his full name, and you just want his course, what is Sharath studying in particular institution, then you can provide the command as get information from the table student of the student Sharath and his course, that is course. Now let's fire and enter and see. You can see that we have got the course family, and inside course family we have the column pursuing. So which says Sharath is pursuing with the course Hadoop. Similarly, let's try to get the complete name of Sharath. So if you just want the complete name of Sharath, then you can provide the keyword get from the table student from the row Sharath and his name. So there you go. From the column family name, you have the column full name, and his complete name is Sharath Kumar. So this is how you get data from a table. Now we shall see the complete details of the table student. So for that you can use the command scan table, which will give you the complete details of all the students present in your particular institute. So right now we have two students, so which are Sharath and Shashank. So this particular command gives you the age of Shashank, the course he is studying, and his complete name. Followed by that you have Shashank, his complete age, the course he is studying, and his complete name, which is Shashank R. So followed by this, we shall try to count the number of rows available in this particular table, that is student. So we have two rows right now, and yeah, here you go. You have two rows which are present in the table student. So this is how you can perform count operation in HBase. Followed by that, you can also alter some informations based on your table. So I'm going to alter the table student, and the column which I'll be altering is age. So you can see that the process is getting done. So you can alter the age. Now we shall try to alter the name of a particular student. So for now, I want to alter Shashank name as Shashank Rao. So the R alphabet present in his name is about his full name, which is Rao. Now we will rename Shashank R as Shashank Rao. So the process has been successfully completed. Now let's scan a student again and see if his name is changed or not. So there you go. Earlier we had Shashank R, now it's changed to Shashank Rao. So this is how you can alter some of the rows or data present in your table. Now let's try to delete one particular column from your table, that is the full name. Now we will delete the full name. So Shashank's full name will be deleted and only Shashank will be remaining. So now the process is complete. So this is how you can execute some of the basic commands in HBase, and don't worry about this code. We will drop down this file in the description box below where you can get access to it and you can execute the same commands in your own personal system to just have a practice about HBase tutorial. So with this, we come to an end of this particular tutorial based on HBase. If you have any queries regarding this session, then please write to us down in the comment section below and we will respond to you as earliest as possible. So until next time, thank you all and wish you all a very happy learning.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!